Where do y'all feel like the state of the game is right now?
I personally feel we could be in a much better spot than where we are right now. I think that's just overall. There's a lot of matchmaking things that it just everything about the game could use a facelift right now, and I think that we can all agree with that.
One thing that I will say is gameplay in general. If we're just talking specifically gameplay is phenomenal. The game is addicting. The outplayability that you can have against other players is what has made me love the game so much.
Not only that, but it's not just another battle royale, pick up a gun and shoot. Like it's a completely original concept.
I agree just with everyone else right now. Like everyone else has made the exact same point I'm thinking. Gameplay is amazing. Just everything. It's the players in a way. Like lack of like common players. All you see is sweaty players.
The gameplay is great, but I think the game just doesn't have like a clear direction of where they want to go right now. So we have Battle Royale and we have Clash. But what is Spellbreak? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what does a new player tell another player that potentially could be playing the game? Like what is it? Like I think that's one thing that the game needs is kind of a sense of direction. Because like with Fortnite, oh, it's a battle royale. Because like when Fortnite was supposed to, when it was leading up to it, it was 2014. What's Fortnite? Oh, it's a building game, PvE co-op. 2015, same thing. 2016, same thing. 2017, it's a battle royale. And now like everybody is feeling it, right? What is Spellbreak? We don't know. And I think the gameplay is great, but not having like a clear direction of where to go. Like players want to play, but they also want to be guided. If they don't have any guidance, like what are we, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's what's hurting the game is that there's no clear understanding of where we want to go with Spellbreak.
I'd like to,
and I don't know if the devs, know,
Yeah. I'd like to piggyback off of like guiding, and I think where what's missing at the moment is something to grind for. Because how do you guide your player base? You guide them by giving them something to do, giving them a path to get something that others don't.
Something for basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna piggyback off of your piggyback.
Yeah.
And like I think that's why so many people got upset about the mastery skin debacle. It's because we were all waiting for something to exactly. We were all waiting. We were all waiting for something to grind for and something to put our time into, and we're spending all of this time playing Spellbreak and Spellbreak and Spellbreak, and we really have nothing to show for it except the skins that we buy with our own money. That realistically might be a little bit too much. And at least in terms of my pockets,
right?
In terms of everybody's pockets.
Okay, cool, perfect.
It's like $15 a skin because you got to think about it. You're not just able to buy just the $12 of coins you need. You've got to buy the packs, and you're not earning the amount of hours that I have put in is minuscule compared to what y'all have put in, and even then, the amount of gold coins that you're able to earn is so small that even that doesn't count as a progression bonus. Even that doesn't count as a reason to play.
Well, let's just look at what you get from leveling up one gauntlet. You get a couple titles. You get a couple like banners or the little nameplates. You get a backling that at like level 6, so it's like super early. You get the little back piece, the artifact, and then once you hit the max level, you get a somewhat cool emote. Like there's nothing in the progression of the gauntlet that is worth going for right now, in my opinion.
Hang on, just because you have the emote doesn't make it somewhat cool. It's
So
still a pretty
that's
cool emote.
no. So even to build off of that too. So like I always revert back to Destiny because that's what I used to play like religiously. So if you remember back in Destiny 1, Trials had adept weapons for going flawless. And the Trials weapon, what literally stood out wasn't the perk on the gun. It was the gun looked different. So it was a flex. So like if you hit 20 on your mage rank or on your class, nobody cares about an emote. They want to see a badass outfit. Like if you put something like the hollow, but like on that level, right? Not like a different Marla, but if you put like a badass outfit for you to hit 20, people are gonna want to grind because it's crazy. Like look at the Baron and the Hollow. I don't know any outfits that are crazier looking than those two. I mean, Blind Faith is cool because it's rare. But other than the Hollow and the Baron, there isn't anything that's like legit, like insane looking. If you were to put like one of those, and I think that's what we all expected. I guess I get that they never said that the elemental skins, weren't gonna be, earnable, but we all assumed that it was. We all thought that it was gonna be like you hit 20 or you hit whatever 30 cap that they put. You get that, and there's no progression.
Even Andrew came out and said on stream early in Spellbreak when it first launched that gets level 18.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, what do we actually get to level 18 for?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about.
I think there was a clear like confusion, like maybe in my opinion, like an internal confusion of information or something, because I don't know either. I mean,
and that actually leads into this next question. So there's this clear disconnect between the devs and the community that we're all just kind of sitting here hoping will be explained, hoping will be reconnected at some point. And we thought that these community nights would do that. But these community nights have ended up in absolute turmoil every time.
Yeah.
What are some things that both Proletariat could do to improve the player experience and the players can do to improve the devs experience, because they are probably as on edge about this kind of shit as we are.
That's very true.
I'll start off to say that the community night last night didn't seem to be as bad as the other ones had been. I'll start off by saying that. Obviously, it's a new concept, and there's going to be growing pains wherever you have a new process or a new idea that you're wanting to implement. Obviously, they could have done a better job on communicating, different things for the community night, had a better control on the community night you guys were a part of it. Like, there were just so many people talking at one time because there's so many people in that same Discord channel. With the powers that Discord gives you, you can actually, like, mute everybody and be like, hey, this is how we're handling this tonight. This is what's going to happen. I think they could have done a better job off the bat with that. But like I said, it's a learning experience, and they're just going to grow from that.
So unfortunately, I wasn't there on the last one, so I can't speak on how the last one was. I can only speak on how the first two was, and the first two was hectic as hell. Especially the second one. The second one, that's almost the most frustrated I've been with Spellbreak.
We talking about the one where they just kind of all G'd out and we're like, I'm gonna do different things and not tell anybody.
100%. And I was frustrated as a person that was coming in attempting to get this hollow, which I feel like everybody is really there for, right? Like, all right, cool. And just throwing us all into like we're no holds barred. If you get in, you get in. Cool, fine, whatever. And it was so abrupt, and we had no information leading into it that it was just like, okay, well, what the hell are we doing now? And in terms of it, slightly back to the original question, in terms of what us players can do to assist that. I definitely feel like the Discord while we're trying to figure out and get set up, I don't feel like any players should have the floor and being able to talk. Like if we want to talk in game and be able to like ask questions and stuff like that, that's fine. But in terms of like getting set up and being like, okay, we're gonna load up now, I don't think, because it was too many players talking over the devs for anyone to get some order in.
Was that you and Stack that were with me on the second night?
Yes, correct.
That we kept having to deafen the Discord just to focus on our game because they were running their mouths the entire time.
See, that's the issue, and that's where I think a sense of like identity comes in, right? Because again, I hate to say it, but going back to Destiny, there's a dev hunt event where you earn a specific emblem. I'm sure Stack and Raikoda know of, but they stream it and then they don't tell you when to queue up. You're just supposed to like magically queue up with the devs. And I personally think that's how it should be as well. Like my suggestion would be to stream straight from the Twitch and then let people try to match up with them. But I don't know where the confusion would be. I know that it was mentioned that, you know, they want to make it fair to everybody, but that is fair because everybody could be watching it and you're driving traffic over to Twitch.
Yep.
I think the deal here kind of goes back to what we were talking about with earning something that is extremely rare. The Hollow is on a pedestal right now and there's nothing else that compares to it. So I think the fear of kind of having too many people have it, especially with a low player base, is huge.
Yep.
But it's like it just create another community skin that's just as crazy, I guess. You know what I mean? Rather than like literally keeping it. I mean, like, because if you just keep the Hollow on a pedestal like it is right now, and that's the only outfit that people are gonna chase, and you're gonna make it so tough for people to get, then there's got to be more. Like a variety,
right.
The Hollow, especially coming from playing in the beta, the Hollow was something that like you'd see and you'd immediately get scared of, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, I need to go fight that guy," because there's no way that guy's not good. So if I want to get better at the game, I got to go fight that guy because he's the best in the game, and the Hollow is not that anymore. I fought too many Hollows that I literally one shot, and it doesn't feel good.
Quit speaking the will.
No,
not the will.
It's coming from the beta, like, because I met Major during the beta, like,
yes sir.
He was streaming, I think maybe a couple of weeks before I started on Facebook, and I went browsing the directory and I found Fox and him, and I remember talking to both of them, and it was literally one of those things where if you saw Hollows in your lobby, you would run the other way because it was always going to be Timmy or Tiger or Lacuna, Tacos, or Toon. Yeah, you'd run. And sometimes you see them fighting each other and you're like, holy shit, that's like Godzilla versus King Kong. And that's how like crazy the Hollow was. Now you see the Hollow everywhere, but it's not the player's fault. Players who have the Hollow 9 times out of 10 still care enough about the game to stick around.
Yep.
And those are the players that are still playing. So you're going to see more Hollows in the game. So, like I said, diversify, or I don't know.
I will say that about probably 5 times out of 10, you're facing someone that's pretty baller at the game that still has a Hollow.
That's valid.
That's valid. It was like, I have a Hollow. You're not going to leave me out of that one.
He's like, all right, listen here, goddamn.
Well, no. I mean, I'm being serious. Like even before I got the Hollow, like you said, you have the people that have Hollows that you can just completely dong on, right? And then there's people like Timmy where I'm like, oh, it's just another Hollow, and then I go and just get smacked like it's like so freaking hard. It's like yeah. So where do we go from here? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hollow was like this mythical thing that
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
thought was unattainable. And it still kind of is. The player population is just so much like it looks that way. I mean, I'm not gonna say it is. We all think it is. I mean, if call it what it is. But the player population seems so much lower that we just see a lot more.
Because
Especially
we see
nowadays.
ourselves.
Like,
We
That's
see
true,
each
too.
other. That's it.
yeah,
That's true, too.
we got it. I'm gonna flex. I'm gonna put that hollow on every single match. I don't care if I get dicked on. I earned that hollow.
I got
And
my hollow.
I earned my hollow. And see, I think that's one difference between us and a lot of other people, and not discrediting anybody else, but the other streamers, they earned it too back in the alpha and the betas. But we weren't giving out a code because of our numbers on our streams. We actually earned it. We had to actually like hunt and kill a dev within the game to earn it. So I think that's why it makes us having that outfit so much more worth it. And even though we have, I probably only have like 2 or 3 outfits, but I don't have that many to choose from.
Yeah.
But I'll still always wear the hollow because it's
it's the sought after. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this pinnacle. It
Exactly.
still is.
It still is very, very much. I don't want to see the hollow get to a point where I see a hollow and I'm like, all right, it's just another skin.
Right.
Yeah.
I see it starting to get that way, and
Yeah.
that's why, bam, we need some more, literally dev given, community given, whatever, specific skins for certain things.
Well, that's the thing that's the thing with the whole having Tempest, legendary outfit or a Pyro legendary, because if you buy it in the shop right now, you're gonna have some quest steps. We're assuming you're gonna have some quest steps that it's probably going to have you equip the outfit, do these certain amount of damage, or do this and that, and then you'll level it up.
Well, the one thing,
but if you had to reach, which I still haven't reached rank 10 or 20 on any class yet. If you had to reach a specific like max level on a gauntlet, then you would be like, holy shit, that guy is super high up there on the ranks. So he might be hard to mess with, because if you see somebody doing the emote, like the fire emote or whatever it is, you're like, that guy maxed out. So 9 times out of 10, he plays a lot and he's good with that class. So that's why I think progression for outfits is key. Like you need something to show, like a flex, to show that you grind it out. And not only did you grind it out, but you're probably really good at what you grinded it out for.
One thing that I think that would definitely help the game, or at least the players currently playing the game that are getting frustrated with what's going on with nothing to grind for, is they told us whenever they release the prologue that it's going to take over a week for people to hit, like it would be hard pressed to finish this in a week. I had it done in 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Like the amount of like experience that each one of those levels were like nothing to me. Like right now I'm pushing 500,000 experience over level 25. So I mean, like something with that low of a XP gap,
Major.
that XP gap is not like it's gonna be nothing for me. Whereas like let's talk about Destiny. We'll talk about the infamous mountaintop grind. It literally took me a whole month and a half to playing every single day to unlock that weapon.
I don't have.
Right. And
shit, no, I gave up. I was like, fuck that.
yeah, like that grind is so hectic that obviously either you're gonna push for it and get that prize at the end, or like people give up on it because it's such a hard task to do. There needs to be something to that effect, whether it comes out in the new class, but there needs to be something that's like way far out of reach that it'll take months down the line to be able to get.
The issue with that is you come to a fine line of when are people going to start crying because they have to grind,
Yeah.
right off the bat.
And
But it's
gonna happen.
it's
and it needs
not
to.
it's not impactful to your gameplay though. The mountaintop
Literally.
was, so I can see why people cried about it. But if it's an outfit, it's a cool effect, or like even like you said, like let's say you hit max rank on pyro and you have like a crown of fire above your head, like an indicator, like something that doesn't impact your gameplay, but literally shows that you grinded for something and you like invested time and that you generally wanted to invest the time. You weren't just playing, just play.
Yep.
Like that's something right there that people would grind for.
But by putting something at the end of the tunnel for your grind, like no matter how hard the grind is, by putting something there, it retains the player base.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
right now that I feel like that's the biggest problem. Like I'll tell you, like on Thursday I loaded up a game on Xbox. It took 45 minutes to be put into a Clash 6v6.
You cannot find lobbies if it's not peak times. You can't find lobbies. It's just, I hate to say it, but it's the fact of the matter.
I'm gonna ask this specifically to you, Major. Unlocked lobbies where no matter what you're playing against everybody. Like
100%,
at this moment, I would say like maybe later down the road, if they decide to blow this game up, obviously break those servers up again. But right now,
whenever you have the player base too.
right, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is like right now we don't have the player base to.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, one of the biggest problems this game has right now is there is not large enough of a player base to play whenever you want. And off rip, I don't even understand. I can't fathom the decision to actually make it the way that it is right now, because I don't see any other, and maybe this is just the games that I play, but I don't see any other game doing it the way that they're doing it.
Well, this is what I don't understand. You've got a server for console crossplay. Why are you not permanently running consoles on crossplay on
at least
PS4 and Xbox servers?
Well,
That's very
I do think
Unless
Switch does need their own lobbies.
Yes. Switch.
I think
Switch is
Switch
a
is at a
special
huge
case.
disadvantage. But 100% Xbox and PS4, they need to be cross.
Yes.
Like this was how it was in the beta. Nobody cried about it. Major and I, we were literally, we were up against like PC players. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know why it doesn't.
Fun.
When it launched, the assumption was that it was crossplay anyways because of how it's like how it looks in the game. So like just go. The player base dropped so much, it kind of killed itself.
Yep.
Because people saw it listed there as crossplay on or off, and they deactivated it because they thought what crossplay is what we're talking about, how it should be. They thought that's what it was. So they deactivated it, and they technically made their lobbies worse. So before the player base even started dropping, they saw the lobbies taking longer.
Yeah. Because
they deactivated that out of confusion. And it wasn't their fault. I think it's just how it was implemented. It literally just they hurt themselves by deactivating it.
What I don't understand is why you wouldn't want to play in a PC lobby, because it's not a super advantageous thing for this particular game.
So my thing is make it full-blown cross-play and don't put any sort of skill-based in it. So like if you're a terrible player, you're eventually going to exile somebody who's worse than you. Or you're going to get exiled by somebody better every now and then. But it's going to be random because there's no clear skill-based matchmaking. But put skill-based matchmaking in a rank-specific type of mode, and then 100%. Just go from there. Because people want to play with like sweaty lobbies, but if you don't want to sweat, and you just want to play some casual games while you're talking to your stream or you're playing with somebody that's new, you just hop into the other lobby.
And see, that's what I thought Clash was going to be. I thought Clash was going to be the game that we could go just have fun, play games, get good content out of it. And then now that the player base has shrunk to where it's at, you can't get into a full squad game unless it's peak time, number one.
And even if you do, halfway through, before you even get into the first circle, 4 people leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then you're looking at a 9v5.
I don't know. Have you guys actually looked at what your rewards are for your mage ranks? Like,
once upon a time,
and how
but I
far it
haven't.
goes up.
First came out.
So whenever you look at your mage rank, it goes up to level 100. That you know that really hard goal that I was talking about, put a super badass skin on 100. All right, it's taking me 2 months, 3 like to get even half
of grinding every day.
Yes,
every damn day.
So like, just put a super badass something right at the 100, and then like maybe something at like 75, at 50. You know, some like breadcrumbs along the way. It's literally gold all the way to 100. There's nothing else.
You need something to flex and to show your grind right off the bat, where people can spot it from far away and they know that guy grinded that out. I get that the prologue, like level 25, was cool and all, because like when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, this. I think the first person I saw was Raikkoda, and I was like, oh shit, like it actually looks pretty cool. Which, okay, I mean, we got kind of like a RoboCop looking outfit. It looks okay, but if you put like a badass, like, this is what I'm saying, like Hollow was pinnacle of outfit design in my eyes, right?
Yep.
It's not like it can't be done again. I'm sure they have awesome designers and artists that can do something along the level. Hell, add a couple of tweaks to Hollow, make it like inverse colors where it's, you know, white and black or something, and then give it a different look or something. But just something where you can get to it and be like, damn, like you see it from far away, or if you're playing Battle Royale and you see that Hollow or that outfit jumping over a ruin and you see them, they don't see you, but you're like, shit, I gotta go the other way. Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I'm saying.
The reason that the Hollow is as legendary as it is, and as much of a pinnacle as it is because it's not just another Marlowe rebrand. It's not just another male character rebrand. It is a completely separate entity. Get to this last point that I wanted to do.
Yep.
Because we spend so much time talking about what the devs can do and what Proletariat can do for us. And everyone spends so much time talking about that. What can we as players do for Proletariat? Because there are a lot of things that I know that as a player base, if we were to do, would help these community nights. They would help all this instead of just sitting here shitting on the devs at all time.
Yeah. So let me go first because I want to set the stage for that. And I think it's so easy for somebody to go to a Facebook group and start bashing the game and say, this game sucks, I can't fill lobbies, when they couldn't even tell you where the discord.gg/spellbreak is to drop official feedback or to reach out to a dev. Like, you want the game to improve, you have to go to the source. The devs are not going to these Facebook groups. They're not going to these other little niche communities that we all have all the time, especially here on Facebook. You guys want the game to grow, and I'm talking about you guys as in people who watch this, because I know all of us here in this Discord right now and some people watching do what they can. Also, the game, in order for the game to grow or to grow/change, the devs need to hear what you have to say, and they're not going to go chase you. Sometimes you have to chase them. They're in their Discord. That's where they listen. Devs are in there literally 24/7 replying to people. The devs are literally in there 24/7, and if you just go, if you know where to go, you can make your voice heard. So the game is not going to change. Nothing is going to change if you're not there trying to, you know, put in the time and effort as well to voice your opinion or to try to help out.
One thing that I will say about the specifically the Spellbreak Discord is they do have a discussion tab where you can go in there and talk and say, hey, I'm frustrated about this for this reason. I can tell you that I've probably done this one time that was not very good of me and my character, but I will say that there are people that are expressing their feelings in that Discord, and they are seeing it, but they haven't like come out with any communication of what they're going to do about it. And I think that's what the issue is. And I think we just got to keep communicating to them what we want in the game and what we want the community to grow to be like, and they can only just take our word and go where they want to go with it.
Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Rykoda, where can we find you at, bro?
Yeah, it's Rykoda FB for all platforms.
Just look up Stackery, bro.
It's got a picture of a wolf.
I'm Willie Will FB on Twitter, Willie Will FB on YouTube, and on Facebook, it's Willie Will FB Gaming.
fb.gg/major ATG, Facebook, YouTube. I'm not really on Twitter like that, but we got a Discord called the Lion Den. Go Lions Den, words, go crazy, no stupid.
Live at FB, and the Alligator Bayou Discord.